You are now watching Zach Lesage, the best place to learn about competitive Pokemon TCG. Let's get it! Yo, what's poppin' peeps? Welcome back to the channel. Zach Lesage here. Today we are going to be covering over Sylveon VMAX. A lot of peeps have been asking for the Sylveon VMAX. We brought the heat. We're bringing the Sylveon VMAX deck. Now this is a deck where you want to be having a bunch of different type Pokemon on your bench in order to boost Sylveon VMAX's attack. That's cool. We can totally do that. And we're going to pretty much make them mostly Rapid Strike so that we can abuse Octillery as well. So this list is heavily based off of Lucas Oldale's list and Frank Perchik's list. So totally check that out if you haven't got the chance to check them out on Twitter. I can't really tell where the origins of this deck come from entirely, but it is one of those things where those are really where I could trace a lot of my inspirations from. So yeah, awesome. The list is in the description. Check that out if you got a chance. You can copy and paste that right into PTCGO. Give this video a like. Subscribe to the channel. We just passed 5,700. Let's get to 5,800 on our way to 6,000. And let me know in the comments below what your favorite evolution deck is, or Tech and Sylveon. Let's spark a discussion. I'll get back to everyone as soon as possible. Let's jump into this deck. Looking at this deck, you might be like, why does it look like someone dropped their binder at a tournament? And I mean, it kind of does. Max Harmony does 70 damage plus 30 for each different type of Pokemon on your bench. You're allowed to have 5 Pokemon on your bench normally. So that means 5 times 30 is 150. 150 plus 70 is 220. So 220 for 3 ain't bad. But you could do that with 2 attachments with Rapid Strike Energy and either a Darkness Energy or a Grass Energy. So Sylveon VMAX doing pretty cool with Max Harmony. You could search out some of those things with Octillery. Basically anything that's Rapid Strike, including Rapid Strike Energy, you could search out with Octillery. So we're going to color up our deck. I know Sylveon used to be Fairy type. I do want to mention that. It's now Psychic type. It's weak to Metal, so it probably loses to Zacian decks. It is what it is. But we might be able to beat some Rapid Strike Urshifu decks, some other decks that might be reliant on the bench, and we have some sick techs in this deck. So starting off with tech number 1, we have Galarian Moltres V. If we're going to sit something onto the bench, we might as well have something that can accelerate energies onto itself and be a backup attacker against matchups such as Dragapult VMAX and Shadow Rider Calyrex. So having a dark type kind of side category attacker, absolutely sick. We have Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX as a fighting type Pokemon. We have access to Gale Thrust out of nowhere. We could use the same Rapid Strike energies, and we could use G-Max Rapid Flow to take care of things on our opponent's bench. This might give us a better matchup against Jolteon VMAX, and it might give us a better matchup against things like Single Strike with all those Houndooms on the bench. We have a Leafeon V, so on our first turn we could go Greening Cells, search our deck for a Grass Energy, and attach it to one of our Pokemon that we want to attack with relatively quickly. Each one of these have colorless energies. When I was doing the Chill 46 stream, Henry Brand told me about this idea, and I was like, yo, Leafeon V sounds kind of sick, not gonna lie. Galarian Meowth is an idea that I took from Frank Perchik, where we have Evolution Roar. We're not searching for a Galarian Berserker, but we can discard 2 cards from our hand. That allows us to get Dark Energies in the discard pile for Dire Flame Wings. You could pitch some cards out of your hand so you draw more with Karina's Focus, or draw more cards with Dark Assets. We have Sylveon VMAX as a Psychic type Pokemon that we could also put on our bench. We have a Water type Pokemon that we could put on our bench. We got a lot of different types when it comes to this deck. We can get those energy switch, move those energies around from the Galarian Moltres, or maybe to the Galarian Moltres. And the rest of our lineup seems pretty normal for this deck. Ribbon Badge is the only other new card in this deck. So if it's attached to a Sylveon, if it's knocked out by damage from your opponent's Pokemon, that player takes 1 fewer prize card. So that means Sylveon is worth 2 prize cards, allowing us to maybe make some cool prize card plays against our opponent. I'll be real with you, I think this deck is a little bit messy. Toolbox decks are usually based off of basic Pokemon or things like that. Having a bunch of Stage 1 Pokemon or VMAX Pokemon makes it a little bit tight for space. But we have a lot of different types that can hit hard in the matchups, like Sylveon VMAX probably does well against Rapid Strike Urshifu, and maybe Galarian Moltres V does pretty well against Shadow Rider and Dragapult, and maybe Rapid Strike Urshifu does well against Jolteon and decks that play like Houndoom and Drizzile. So we'll see how this deck ends up working, and then let's jump into some gameplay and see what's going on. Alright, so we're going to call the coin flip. Hopefully we get a chance to go first. Yo, we won the coin flip. I feel most times when we win the coin flip, I already feel much better heading into any kind of game. Let's see what we can start with here. So no basic Pokemon, that's fine. Mulligans are a part of the game, and putting this hand back just means that we're going to get a new hand of 7 and our opponent's going to get 1 more. Now, Our hand's giving us the, you're going with Galarian Moltres vibes. This could be great if we're going with Shadow Rider, but not too many other basic Pokemon to be dealing with here. And we did get a couple basic Pokemon to our opponent. They shouldn't be benching anything. Did hit SUICUNE, Ludicolo. Little bit of an awkward start, but that's okay. One thing that I do know about this deck is that they do not typically play any kind of supporter or stadiums. So we can go ahead and put a Tower of Water here, attach a Darkness Energy. I'm also fine to attach an Air Balloon to this Pokemon, and then we're going to pass. Our hand's a little bit messy, and that's what you're going to get when you go into a toolbox kind of deck like this. Again, if we were playing against a Shadow Rider deck, I'd be jumping for joy because his hand is actually sick. Since we're not, our hand is not actually sick. It's not very good at all. But that's okay. We're going to see exactly what we can do against our opponent's deck. Maybe they do not have the greatest starts. Maybe they're just going to... Maybe they're going to pitch their hand away this turn with Research. Maybe they're just going to pass. Starting with Lotad can certainly be a little bit awkward for a lot of players. Okay, so they do have access to Research. Tells me that they probably have another supporter in their hands. And I'm fine with Marnie. I was planning on pitching those with Research. This makes the start not as bad. We're really just going to have an energy over our opponents. Again, the Great Ball might make it a little bit awkward, but we'll see what we can get going on here. Okay, so let's go for Great Ball. Really? Really? Come on, deck. We're going to grab a Remoraid here. Now, the reason why we're grabbing a Remoraid, because at least next turn we can grab an Octillery and start to get set up. So, even though our back's against the wall, this is not really working out. It's fine. We're going to attach our Dark Energy there, and then we're going to pass. If this was against a Shadow Rider deck, we'd be in a lot better of a situation because of weakness. But we currently don't have a great way to hit over 260 damage. And we might just fall into a victim of like our opponent getting set up before us at this point. So even though we started first, our opponent is going through their deck a little bit quicker, getting more damage output. Because I'm assuming we're going to get attacked into this turn. We might even get knocked out this turn. So they're retreating. They probably have access to Melanie. Okay. Lombre is a good sign because it means that they're likely not knocking us out this turn. Cool. Oh. Okay, cool. At this point, I'm going to go for an Evolution Incense, search my deck for an Octillery, and I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, just grab the Octillery. I don't think there's anything else I really want to grab. We're just going to try to get set up here by searching out a Karina's Focus. I think Karina's Focus is probably going to be the best card that we could grab in this situation, allowing us to draw some more cards. In order to make that a little bit better for us, I'm going to go ahead and go Grass Energy onto this Pokemon. It's a bit of a weird play, but we're going to go Energy Switch from here to there. I'm going to go Karina's Focus. See if we can get anything with the Great Ball. Come on here, peeps. We can get it. There's a Sylveon. Okay, so I'm feeling a little bit better. We might be able to do some kind of play with the Sylveon at some point. But right now, we're just going to go ahead and attack with Aura Burn. We still need a little bit to get set up next turn. But we did get a decent chunk of damage on our opponent's Pokemon. And their start's relatively slow as well. Now, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they're doing 160. Basically, they need to hit us with a Ludicolo this turn in order to knock us out as far as I'm concerned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 160, 190. Yeah, so a quick shooting would not be enough. So I think they are going to go ahead and fetch out that Ludicolo. Oh, maybe they're just going to use the Shady Dealings to grab at the Ludicolo. Maybe they think they have enough damage outputs. And our goal here is to try to get the response knockout with the Sylveon VMAX. So if we are, we're in a good spot. The way that we'd be able to get it is Energy Switch Galarian Moltres V. So, considering we've been drawing poorly throughout the start of the game, there's a chance that we could draw a little bit better this turn. And we don't need to do too much damage to get the knockout on this SUICUNE V. SUICUNE V has 260 HP with the Cape of Toughness. So it's one of those things where, like, we could be okay. So yeah, there's their Blizzard Rondo. at this point, this has free retreat. Let's send up the Octillery. Research would be a blessing here. It's not a blessing yet, but we can maybe make something happen. Let's go like this, evolve there. I don't see a reason why we wouldn't evolve. I'm going to go for Great Ball. I could either... I think I might want to go for Crobats here. So I'm going to go for the Crobats, trying to get this set up as much as possible. So let's go Crobats. Nothing that we could pitch out of our hands. And let's try to get a Research. We did get a Research, so we could potentially get a Response Knockouts. Let's go for Professor's Research. We do get our hand in our discard pile. We are looking for a Galarian Moltres V at this point. Doesn't look like we're going to necessarily get what we're looking for. So let's go for Rapid Strike Search. We can go ahead, see if there's anything we want to search out of our deck. They do have some relatively like weak Pokemon in play, so maybe it's worthwhile for us to grab... I don't know what there's really for us to grab. I think we really just don't have a lot in our deck, unfortunately. I'm trying to look through what our options might be. So I'm actually going to retreat here. And I'm going to go for Dream Gift. Searching for maybe just the Ribbon Badge at this point. So our opponent should be able to knock out the Remoraid. Like, we could be okay, but again, this game's getting really messy. And again, this is my biggest thing where I'm worried about toolbox decks is I don't have the right cards that I want at the right time. So it's much less defined even than another deck that might look messy on paper to some, like SUICUNE. We don't necessarily have everything that we're looking for. And they are able to probably get some knockouts here too. So they might be able to they might be able to go boss orders, knock out a Sylveon VMAX, Sylveon V. Like, they could be in a really good spot here. Maybe they'll just knock out the Remoraid and we'll be able to go for a knockout on their Pokemon. You never know. Our goal is to basically knock out Suicune, and give up as few prize cards as possible. Yep, so they will have the boss's orders there. There's the Blizzard Rondo. That's fine. I'd really like to just, like, get the knockout and maybe go... I guess at this point, Ribbon Badge doesn't really do anything. Because they could just always boss's orders a Crobats. So if there was ever any hope, we'd want to have some kind of hand disruption this turn. If that at all would be a possibility. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. We're going to go for Evolution Incense. There's really like nothing that we can do. There's not really too many Pokemon that we could search out. We don't really want to get rid of all of our Rapid Strike energies. Like, this would literally get rid of every single one of them. Let's go for Rapid Strike Search. I'm going to go for Karina's Focus to draw a single card. Might not be the best. Okay, we did get a Galarian Moltres V. That's really not that bad. But we are going to go ahead and have to retreat. We have very few different Pokemon in play. So this game got, like, really messy really quickly. And it's probably due to our prize cards, too. We did prize double Rapid Strike Urshifu V. And you can see, just by having different Pokemon in your prize cards can be a little bit awkward. I wouldn't be surprised if our opponent went for a boss this turn just to win the game. Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They could just boss up the Crobat freely and win the game. And they have Drizzile in their hands, likely. Yeah, there's their boss. So we're going to give our opponent the well played. They took it, but it is what it is. Toolbox decks can sometimes be like that. Maybe if we hit a different matchup, it could have been a little bit better. But our opponent's all set up here to win the game. Don't know what they're doing here. Probably just playing out their turn in case they did their math wrong. Blizzard Rondo, there's that knockout. It is what it is. So we lost the coin flip. That's fine. I don't think I've never had the opportunity to go first, so I don't think we're going to get the opportunity today. When it comes to losing the coin flip in the post-rotation format, going first is arguably the most important thing, and you can see our opponent thought long and hard about it. They're like, you want to know what? We'll just go first. This hand's a little bit awkward, but that's okay. I think we're just going to go Rapid Strike Energy on our active. And then we're going to probably pitch the rest of the hand away because Galarian Moltres can do Galarian Moltres things. WAILORD V's a really awkward matchup. I actually don't know what's going on here. But they do have access to Sobbles on their bench, so we could maybe go for a turn 2 G-Max Rapid Flow. Wouldn't be the worst thing that I've ever seen. And maybe Ocean Waves is not enough to really knock out our Pokemon. It's really like what we're looking at here. Okay, so there's a Sylveon V. I don't hate this. I don't hate this. Let's go for the Rapid Strike Energy, and let's unfortunately pitch this hand away. But it's really not losing too much. So we are going to lose Tower. We didn't get a Galarian Moltres to get the energies back. I don't think we're necessarily getting knocked out. I don't know if I want to go for Strafe or not, because Strafe would just be doing 30. I don't think that necessarily, like, hits the WAILORD. I'm going to try to two-shot that later. Hopefully our opponent can go for, like, Sobble, stuff like that. I'm going to just go for Dream Gift and search our deck for something. Maybe just, like, Quick Ball would be really cool. Yeah, I think Quick Ball might be where I'm at when it comes to this. And we're just going to search through the deck, see if there's anything else that we want. Great Ball's, like, nice in this deck, but Quick Ball's going to directly let us get what we want. So let's go Quick Ball, put that up in our hand, and see what our opponent can do. So as much as our start is a little shaky, it's okay. Oh, our opponent's playing Crushing Hammers. You know you love to see it, right? Crushing Hammers being some of the most RNG luck-based card in the game. So our opponent might be playing like a coin flip deck. So we might struggle a little bit against Crushing Hammer, especially if we're going with Rapid Strike Energies. But that's okay. We'll see what goes on here. Maybe we'll be able to, again, G-Max Rapid Flow into our opponent's Pokemon. Maybe we'll go for Tower of Waters, attack otherwise. Could be okay. They still have the option to go draw up and just accelerate a bunch of energies. This prevents all effects. Yeah, they're just going to be set up there and good to go. Lots of energies on the WAILORDs. Scary WAILORDs. Now, I'm going to evolve here. I don't see any reason why not to evolve there. I'm going to attach an energy there for my turn. Quick Ball. At this point, I'm just going to go for an Evolution Incense for the Sylveon VMAX. I think we're going to go ahead and pitch this entire hand. So this is fine. We're going to go ahead, pitch the Marnie. This is going to grab us a Galarian Moltres. Seems like a very good card for us to grab. We're going to pitch away another Darkness Energy so we can always feed those other Pokemon. Let's go for a Remoraid so we can always search things out in and out of the situation. And let's go ahead and see what Research brings us. We could always go Great Ball as well here. Don't really see an issue with putting Leafeon V down. Yeah, really not seeing an issue there. I'm going to go ahead and go Energy Switch right over from here to here. So we're set up for next turn. There's our Ribbon Badge. I might actually go ahead and attack into these Pokemon with the G-Max Rapid Flow. That might just be the best case scenario that we have going on here. So let's go. And I just want to make sure that I'm counting properly. We'd be doing 1, 2, 3, 4. That'd be 3 times 4, 120, 190, 190 plus 120. Yeah, so if we go G-Max Rapid Flow, we should be good if we hit both WAILORDs. I wasn't necessarily thinking about hitting both WAILORDs, and I was thinking about knocking a double Sobble, but let's go after the WAILORDs as they get set up here. Try to go after our opponent with the Sylveon at this point. So you can see how everything is kind of working together, and next turn we'll be able to go free retreats into the Sylveon VMAX, attack with the Rapid Strike Energy, and we could be vibing, right? Now, this is one of those cases where I don't know if our opponent's going to be playing too many Marnies. We maybe want to hold on to the energy switch, but we'll have to see how that goes. If we're able to take out a couple WAILORDs, we might be in a good spot. And I'm not super confident in what WAILORD V brings to the formats. Whew. We pass another one. The Cape of Toughness is what's going to kill us. So they have 330 HP. We need to really get a basic Pokemon. That's not going to be it, though. Oh, why, deck? Why? Okay, that's fine. We're going to go ahead here, retreat into this, and we're going to go for Max Harmony. We were one short of getting the knockouts because our opponent got the Cape of Toughness. But, like, what am I going to do? Not attack? Wait for them to do something else, right? And again, I do have a bit of a gripe when it comes to these toolbox hands. Because you can see that we have Sylveon VMAX when we don't have Sylveon Vs. We have a lot of stuff. There's a lot of moving parts with this deck. Arguably too many to make the deck consistently work. And I'm fine if our opponent wants to knock this out. If anything, I'm happier about this. No! They got triple tails on WAILORD. That sucks so much for them. Cool. This means that we can start doing a lot more damage. So we're going to go ahead here, retreat. We literally take the freebie turn. This makes up for us missing last turn. It's almost the exact same thing. It's actually almost better because our opponent's a little bit rattled about the triple Ocean Wave tails. That's what you get for not playing Glimwood Tangle, though. It makes it really awkward. And we're finally drawing some goodish cards. And when I say goodish, I mean, like, we can't really play down our hand too much, but maybe we can use Galarian Meowth to pitch our hand away a little bit. It looks like they're not going to be able to use Ocean Waves this turn as far as I'm concerned. So we're probably in a much better spot than I originally anticipated. So maybe we'll be able to beat the WAILORD V deck with the Sylveon VMAX deck, showing that Sylveon VMAX can win games. The escape rope makes it a little bit awkward, but they already played a supporter, so I know they can't mess with our hand. Let's go for Leafeon V because we have the air balloon in our hands. And maybe they're just going to go pass. Okay, that's fine too. Let's go. Air balloon goes here. I was thinking about just going ahead and going for Karina's, but it's one of those things where it probably just doesn't matter. And I also don't see a reason where to put Ribbon Badge. It probably just doesn't matter either. So let's pitch this hand away and see if there's anything cool that we can get going on here. I am going to go for an Evolution Incense, searching my deck for an Octillery, so we can start searching for some other things. I'm going to go for a Rapid Strike Energy. I think that sounds fine there. And let's see what we can get out of our deck. I'm fine to go like this. This seems completely normal. There's nothing that I really want to do here, so let's just go ahead, retreat. It's probably going to be really hard for them to... Well, they have to flip two heads. Yeah, let's go for the Sylveon VMAX, and we're just going to go Max Harmony. So we're doing Max Harmony things. We're now in our groove of hitting 220 damage per turn. And we should be relatively okay to, like, finish this game up. Boss's orders there. Maybe go Rapid Strike, Urshifu VMAX, Snipe. Like, that's kind of where I'm at. So we'll see what our opponent decides to do here. Hyper Potion. Okay, I was not expecting the Hyper Potion, but with the amount of HP that it has, it might be worthwhile. It would have been better for them to use Melanie first to decide what they wanted to use from Drizzile. So think about the order of operation that you play your cards. That's fine. They did heal like 2 Pokemon. And man, their Crushing Hammer's certainly not working. But that's okay. We're going to go ahead and hit. So I think that's really where our game plan is going to come from. It's just trying to hit harder. I mean, do I care about the Rapid Strike energy leaving? I might. We can always search it back with Octillery if we miss it. So let's actually try to thin our hand a little bit. So let's grab some like useless junk out of here that we are not going to use ever again. Goodbye, cards. We don't want to see those. I also don't want to go too in-depth. We also have access to just like normal energies. So let's go ahead and go for Marnie. So Marnie's going to be our first big step here. We did not find the energy, but we can fetch out our Rapid Strike energy. That's going to be the game plan here. So let's go Rapid Strike search. Search your deck for a Rapid Strike energy. It's our last one in the deck. So that's fine. If anything happens to this one, we are in a little bit of trouble. Let's go ahead, retreat here, and go for G-Max Rapid Flow. The reason why we're going to use G-Max Rapid Flow is because it puts us down to 2 prize cards remaining. And it does damage to the active Wailord. So we might be able to checkmate our opponent depending on what's going on here. So, best case scenario is that our opponent just attacks into this and we are good to win the game. That is really what we're looking for, is that our opponent attacks into the Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX, and then we proceed to send up Sylveon VMAX and say, good game. There's their Cape of Toughness, bring it to 330. Path to the Peak, doesn't really matter at this point. We also have Tower of Waters if we ever need to bump it. And what? They're just going Hyper Potion? Okay, they're going to go ahead and... that was an interesting technique from our opponents. Truly think it was. We're going to go ahead here and go Tower of Waters. So we get that free retreat. Let's go ahead and send this Pokemon up. And let's attack with Max Harmony for a lot of damage. They'd literally have to heal again, and I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think they can do this. I think we probably just have game in hand now. So their play was cool. It really prolonged the turn by one turn. Tails. So we're able to well play it to our opponent and knock out their last Pokemon. So Max Harmony, we take those. Not really the most meta deck, but we were able to win with Sylveon VMAX, showing you exactly what this deck can do. And that's what we got going on for this video today, peeps. Sylveon VMAX looks like it's a really cool deck. I think it's a little bit too many moving parts for my liking, right? It feels like it's very much a combo-based deck, where if you hit the right cards in the right matchups, the deck is absolutely sick. If you don't, then the deck is absolutely not sick. So give this video a thumbs up, like if you like the content. I mean, Sylveon VMAX is a super cool card. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And let me know in the comments below what you think about this deck. Also, if you haven't got a chance to check out objectivedeck.com, check it out. The link is in the description. Be super cool if you get the opportunity to do so. I put a lot of time and effort into it, and I'd totally love to help you up your game. It allows you to look at high-power data-driven graphs that you wouldn't have necessarily access to otherwise. So super cool stuff and really easy to use. So check that out. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a wonderful day, and I'll catch up with all y'all later. Peace out. I want to give a huge shout out to everyone who's become a channel member. It's one of those things where I appreciate every single person who watches my videos, and I mean, that's really where it counts, but for the channel members, they've gone out of their way to financially support me, and I truly appreciate that gesture. It's one of those things when I started channel memberships up on my channel, and I just didn't know if anyone was ever going to do it, so I truly appreciate everyone taking the plunge, taking a leap of trust, and investing in me as a content creator. Truly makes a difference for me each and every month. If you haven't already thought about becoming a channel member, you might want to contribute to the channel, and I do put everything back into the channel to make it the best possible place to watch for Pokemon TCG content. Again, I truly appreciate everyone. Thank you so much. Cheers. I truly appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It means the world to me. And my goal with this channel is to spread my love of the game and knowledge with our entire Pokemon TCG community. If you haven't already, help signal boost this video to other Pokemon TCG fans by liking it, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. Hopefully we reach our goals really soon. Check out this recommended video, and have yourself a great day. Thanks.